What's up, famo? It's your boy David. I'm checking in, you know what I'm saying? Uh, checking in with everybody. 2024, we make it into the second month, you know. Just seeing where everybody at, what everybody got going, for the chosen people this year. I got a couple words for you. Hopefully if you've been on this path, you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing, going through your process, allowing yourself to, really gravitate towards these characteristics that, nature is organically going to grow you towards. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I've learned about this spiritual journey is like God and spirituality is a lot like nature. It is nature. Nature happens flawlessly. The rain is gonna rain and grow the grass. The cows gonna eat the grass. The bees gonna pollinate the doggone flowers. Oxygen is gonna happen as a byproduct. The carnivore is gonna eat the cow. All of these processes in nature are happening very organically and flawlessly to keep this world sustainable and to keep life alive, like the circle of life. The only species on the earth that is capable of going outside its organic ways is the human. And that's because the human has like consciousness, free will. So the human can operate outside its natural makeup from the soul. The natural makeup from the soul is basically our truth, and our truth is that we are spirit. We're light beings, but of course we place here and do that we have minds. These minds can be programmed, and beliefs can be programmed in these minds, and pretty soon after a while, the human who is pure and organic can be tainted and can be flawed by its thinking, and it can go astray from its natural makeup or its natural path, because now it has certain beliefs that takes it away from however it's meant to organically evolve. So I realize a lot of human suffering comes from, humans just moving away from their truth. Whoever that human is on a core organic level, when you move away from that truth, you suffer. And we wonder why we keep experiencing patterns of suffering. It's because we are moving away from our truth. I wrote about a lot of this in my second book called Transcending the Darkness, about like this duality between these two halves of us, light and dark, which the overall goal of life is to keep growing until we can bring them into some level of oneness. You know what I'm saying? And this video I kind of wanted to talk about like that oneness. Once you really achieve that oneness, I remember this scripture from Christ that he said. I don't even think it's in the Bible. I think it's like in a Gnostic text. It said, when you make the two one, you will say mountain move, and the mountain will move. And we like, what is the two? The two is everything that we know in this world as duality, that they've been taught to make dual. Light and dark is dual. Rich and poor, feminine and masculine, mind and heart. So truly, the two can be symbolic of whatever two that you need to make whole to bring yourself into a level of alignment. The two things I've noticed based off my journey that are very important to bring into like this oneness is your mind and your heart. Once your mind is operating at the same level of frequency as your heart, you will say mountain move, and that mountain will move. You're operating at a different level, a different frequency than everybody. you know, because most people are dealing with matters of the mind and dealing with matters of the heart. And these are two different inner voices that are leading them. The heart wants to go help people. The mind wants to go get rich. You know what I'm saying? So people are like living in levels of conflict because they haven't brought their mental and their heart into a level of alignment and oneness. So like, I think things like this take a lot of deep digging to figure out, like, actually, you got to discover who the hell you are and why the hell you're here. And you have to like sit, and you have to do a lot of introspective thinking, and to really get to that point to where you resolve these conflicts within yourself. You have to be diligent, and you have to be somewhat isolated and deal with yourself. And the problem I notice with humanity, people can talk and act as fearless as they want to be, but when it comes down to being isolated and dealing with themselves, they're scared of hell of that. When it comes down to like dealing with truth, people say, I'm a real one, I'm a real jigger. When it comes down to being real and like actually dealing with your own truth, like, people run away from that. Like, they real enough by the standard and belief system of a low consciousness person, but they're not real enough to the standard of on some God stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, the God level of truth is looking at yourself saying, man, I'm kind of jacked up, I'm kind of fucked up. And the only way I'm going to repair this is to stare yourself in the mirror and say, like, man, what has to be done? And am I willing to do it? Am I willing to commit to do it? Am I willing to bring these two things into like oneness and wholeness? And if you're not, then that's a level of acceptance. If you are, that's a level of acceptance and a commitment and a major sacrifice. But all great things come from sacrifice, self-discipline, and there's no way around that. So if a man can't master his how he putting out his energy and using his currency, his energy, a man has no mastery over his life. And you know, my next book called Heart Energy is going to be a very powerful book. It's going to deal with the energy of man and mastery over those things. And, you know, without man conquering how he uses his energy, a man is liable to float to any, or be susceptible to any entity. So good entities, bad entities. So you're still going to be dealing with a level of conflict and suffering. So like, things got to be achieved on this path, man, for people to really to aspire to achieve the goals and the dreams that they want to achieve, man. And none of this stuff is easy. Like, I can talk about it and it sounds good, but like the work is the work, and a man has to sit down and resolve things to even get to the work. And I think that's the major thing. People can get to the work and never resolve things, so they go working and they go physically evolving for the eyes of man, but, you know, still mentally, spiritually, and things of that nature bankrupt. So eventually they may accomplish things on a physical level, but they'll sink back down because internally they haven't resolved anything. And everything that comes from the darkness will show and be brought to light. Your thoughts come from the darkness. They show in action in the light of man with eyes. Babies are born from the darkness into the light so we can see, you know what I'm saying? The stars are birthed through the darkness. So like, brother, everything comes from this level of darkness. And if you haven't mastered this darkness, then I don't care what you're working on to the physical eyes, man. It's just a matter of time before this darkness, encapsulates it again. So, man, it's mastery stuff, self-mastery stuff, bro. You got to be diligent. I mean, and the goal is wholeness. And even when you reach wholeness, you're going to have to be able to learn to maintain that vibration. Because you may say, oh, I reached the finish line, I reach wholeness. There's levels to that. Like, can you maintain that vibration? How are you responding to the world and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, so these levels of masteries are continuous. And people have to people have to be ready to really go down the path, man. It's a lot of distractions, man. You ready to say, man, the hell with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get like strong out here. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get big. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Ain't no motherfucking growth without resistance a little bit. So like, resistance is a part of it. But you gotta be a beast about this shit. So that's the video I got today, man. Hopefully this year you bringing yourself into oneness. You staying diligent and doing what the hell you gotta do. I'm out.